Shalom Aleichem, this is Rabbi Kovacs, and Mishnah Yomi continues for Erev Shabbos Nitzavim Vayelech. We are in chapter 3 above Metzia, the third Mishnah. Gimel, Amar Lishnayim. One person said to two, Gazalti le'echad mekem moneh. I stole from one of you two a moneh. Ve'eni yodea ez mekem, but I'm not sure which person I actually stole it from. Oh, or in a similar case, Aviv shel echad mekem hivki li moneh, the father of one of you two gentlemen deposited with me a moneh, and that's a lot of money, and yodea ezehu, and I'm not sure whose father it was, so he's not sure who should get the money as the tshuva, the return of the stolen money, or as the return of the rightful inheritance to the son. So what does he do? Noten leze moneh. He gives each of these possible owners the full amount. Shahode mipi atzmo, because he's admitting from his own mouth. And of course, the Rambam in Hilchot Tshuva says this critical part of Tshuva is admitting with your mouth, making a declaration. Yes, I made a mistake. So this person, he was a thief, and now he's a tzaddik because he's doing tshuva. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur are right on the horizon, so this is a very critical Mishnah. Now, they explain in the Gemara that because he's coming forward and admitting to be yotzei b'dei shemayim, to really check all the boxes and make sure he's done the right thing, he needs to return the full amount to both of them. But if these guys are just coming up and approaching him and saying, hey, you stole from one of us, so then he wouldn't have to pay both of them, because they're only claiming, well, we know you stole, but you stole from one of us. We're not sure who you stole from. So then this erstwhile thief could just give them 100, and they'll figure out how to split it. On to Mishnah Daled, Shnayim shehefkidu etzel echad. Two men deposited cash by one person. Maybe he's a shulchani, a money changer with the table, or maybe he's a banker. Zeh mani v'zeh matayim. One deposits 100, and one deposits 200. Now they're coming to collect their cash. Zeh omer shali matayim, v'zeh omer shali matayim. Both of them claim to have deposited the 200. Reminds us of the very first Mishnah in the first chapter. So what does the banker do? Noten lezeh moneh v'lezeh moneh. He gives each of them 100. And that third 100 remains deposited until Eliyahu Navi can come and tell us to whom it really belongs. Now, obviously, if there are witnesses, then we could figure it out, if they're willing to make a bashara, a compromise between the two of the depositors. And in the Gemara, they explain the case here is when these two men deposited at the same time, according to some, in the same bag. They put their money in the same bag, or they put their money on the table in front of the shulchani at the exact same time. And the custodian, the banker, can claim, hey, you guys trusted each other to make a large deposit in front of one another, to put it even in the same bag for depositing. So obviously I thought you trusted each other when it came time to withdraw your money, that you weren't going to cheat each other. However, if the situation of the deposit was they deposited separately into separate kelim at different times, then really the banker, the money changer, should have been careful to label their accounts and keep their accounts separate. And he's negligent. He would have to pay both of them the full 200 amount. Rabbi Yosi adds to this halacha, imkan, if the situation is they both get 100 back, and the third 100 is just sitting there, ma hifsid ramai, then what does the tricker, what does the liar lose? He doesn't lose anything. He's getting back his 100, and because he's claiming 200, while the other guy loses out, he doesn't lose anything. So all of the money should remain sitting there until Eliyahu comes, or until they can work out a compromise or figure out what really happened. The idea behind Rabbi Yosi is if the liar, the Ramai, loses everything, then he'll have an incentive to admit that he's trying to swindle more than he's actually owed. Yashar kochachem, good Shabbos.